Let me start with something that doesn't often make headlines. Something that rarely gets discussed in checkups or written on a prescription pad. But it might be one of the most important health questions you'll hear today. Not, what did you eat? Not, what pills are you taking? But this, how many hours have you been sitting today? Think about it, not just the last hour. Since you got up this morning, how much of your day has been spent in a chair? Drinking your coffee. Watching the morning news. Reading a book. Chatting with a friend on the phone. Watching one show, then another, maybe even listening to this video right now. And look, none of those things are wrong. You've lived a full life. You deserve rest. You've earned your time in that cozy chair. But here's where we need to pause and look deeper. Because for older adults, especially after 60, sitting too much has become a silent threat. One that creeps in slowly. Quietly. Without symptoms. Until suddenly, you don't feel like yourself anymore. Doctors, researchers, and public health experts around the world are calling this the new smoking. Yes, you heard that right. Prolonged sitting, day after day, is now being linked to the same kinds of long-term risks once associated only with cigarettes. And no, that's not an exaggeration. We now know that excessive sitting contributes to heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, weakened bones, loss of muscle, brain fog and memory decline, and even depression. But here's what makes it especially dangerous. Sitting doesn't feel dangerous. It feels comfortable, safe, normal. That's the trap. It doesn't come with warning signs like chest pain or fever. It doesn't make headlines or trigger urgent care. But it slowly begins to reshape your body, your mind, your energy, and even your spirit. Let me take a moment to say, welcome to Elderly Reflections, the space where we turn real senior stories and real science into strength, confidence, and healthy aging. If you're over 60 and you still believe in staying strong, staying sharp, and staying in control of your own body, you belong here. So before we go any further, please like this video to help it reach more seniors around the world. Subscribe so you don't miss a single message that might help you feel better, think clearer, and live longer. And most importantly, tell me in the comments, where are you watching from today? Your voice matters here. Your presence matters here. Now back to this idea of sitting. Let's talk about why it's such a big deal. Let's talk about what it's actually doing inside your body, even when you feel fine on the outside. Because knowledge is power. And when you understand the why, it becomes a lot easier to change the how. Let me take you into the daily life of someone you might recognize. His name is Albert, and he's 76 years old. A retired postal worker from Ohio. For 40 years, Albert walked miles every day. Rain, snow, heat. He was always on the move. But after retirement, things slowed down. Way down. He started most mornings with coffee and the paper. Took his time. Watched the news. Then watched the next program. Then had lunch. Then read a little. Then maybe napped in his chair. Dinner. A little more TV. Then bed. And he wasn't doing anything wrong. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't ill. He was simply still. Until one day, the stillness caught up with him. He noticed his legs were stiffer when he stood. He had to hold the chair for balance. He was sleeping more during the day, but waking up tired. And his doctor noticed too. At his annual checkup, his blood pressure had crept up. His blood sugar was higher than ever. He had gained weight, not a lot, but enough. And more than anything, his energy just wasn't there. His doctor said, "Albert, you're not just getting older. You're getting inactive. And if we don't change that, your independence could start to slip away." That hit him hard. Because Albert wasn't afraid of aging. But he was afraid of becoming dependent. of needing help, of not recognizing the man in the mirror anymore. And that's when he made a decision. But before I tell you what Albert did, let's look at the science. Let's understand why sitting does what it does. Welcome back, my friend. If you're still here, it means you've already taken the first, and most important, step. Awareness. You understand that sitting too much isn't just about being lazy or resting. It's a slow, quiet habit that can steal your strength, your energy, and even your independence, 1 hour at a time. But the good news? You have the power to reverse it. And you don't need a gym. You don't need special clothes or fancy equipment. All you need is your body, your home, and the willingness to take small steps, starting today. So let's get into it. In this part of the video, I'll show you how to build a simple, senior-friendly anti-sitting routine. You'll learn how to break long periods of inactivity, keep your circulation flowing, protect your muscles and joints, and even lift your mood, all in less than 10 minutes at a time. Let's start with the first habit. Stand every 30. Here's the rule. Every 30 minutes you're sitting, stand up for 2-3 minutes. You don't have to do jumping jacks. Just stand. Stretch. Move gently. Set a timer if you need to. Many smartwatches and phones even have built-in alerts. Or use an old-fashioned kitchen timer, anything that reminds you to rise. Here's what standing for just 2 minutes every half hour can do. Re-engages your leg muscles. Boosts blood flow to your brain. Helps stabilize blood sugar. Relieves pressure from your lower back. I call it the senior reboot. It's a little act of defiance against decline. Next, let's add gentle movements you can do anytime, anywhere. First, kitchen counter push UPS. Stand facing your kitchen counter, place your hands shoulder width apart, step back slightly and do a gentle push-up motion. 8-10 reps is enough to engage your chest, arms, and shoulders. This strengthens your upper body and gets your heart rate up just enough to wake your system. Second, seated marching. While watching TV, sit tall in your chair. Lift one knee at a time like you're marching. Add arm swings to engage your core and shoulders. Do this during commercial breaks or between chapters in your book. Third, wall angels. Stand with your back against the wall, raise your arms up slowly, then back down like you're doing a snow angel. Helps open your chest and improve posture after hours of sitting. This is a wonderful way to say hello to your spine again. 4. Step touch side to side. Stand behind a chair for balance. Step one foot to the side, then bring the other to meet it. Do 10 slow steps each direction. This gentle lateral movement helps your hips, knees, and coordination. Now, here's where we go a bit deeper. Because movement isn't just physical. It's emotional. Many seniors tell me, I want to move more, but I just don't feel motivated. Or, I used to enjoy walking. Now it just feels hard. That's not weakness. That's burnout. And it's often the result of one silent emotion: disconnection. After 65, we tend to move less because life slows down. Kids move out. Work ends. Friends drift. The world grows quieter, and so does the body. But here's the truth. Movement is how you reconnect. Not just with your health, but with your purpose. So here's what I want you to do today. Pick one reason to move that has nothing to do with exercise. Maybe you want to keep up with your grandchildren, dance at your 50th anniversary, tend your garden without knee pain, take that dream trip to Italy, stand in your kitchen and bake the bread your mother used to make. Write it down. Tape it to your mirror. Read it every morning. Because when your why is strong, your movement becomes sacred. It's not just about avoiding disease, it's about reclaiming your life. Let me tell you about Rosa. She's 85, lives in Texas, and hadn't stood up without help in over a year. But after watching a video just like this one, she started standing every hour, with help from a chair, then a walker, then finally on her own. Her why? She wanted to dance at her great-granddaughter's quinceañera. She did. in silver shoes, with tears in her eyes. She told me, I didn't need to run. I just needed to rise. And you can rise too. Here's your daily anti-sitting challenge, adapted for seniors. Morning. After brushing your teeth, stand and do 10 gentle knee lifts. As you wait for your coffee, do 5 kitchen counter push-ups. Midday. During lunch, stand between bites. Move your shoulders. March in place. Set a timer for every 30 minutes in the afternoon. Stand for 2 minutes each time. Evening. During your favorite TV show, march seated during commercials. Before bed, stretch your arms overhead, breathe deeply, and give thanks for your body. Do this for 7 days. Watch how your body responds. You may feel lighter, more alert, less stiff, even a little prouder in the mirror. Because this isn't just movement. This is a quiet revolution against the idea that getting older means growing smaller. It doesn't. Not for you. You still have strength. You still have purpose. And as long as you can stand, you can start again. If this message is speaking to you, comment below. I choose to rise. And don't forget, where are you watching from today? Our little community is built on reflections like yours. You matter here. Please give this video a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. Every time you do, you help us reach more people who need these reminders that aging is not a decline. It's an evolution. And it's never too late to move towards something better. In the next part, we'll talk about how to sit smarter, improve circulation while resting, and build daily energy through micromovements, all while protecting your joints and spine. But for now, take a breath. Stand tall. You've already taken the first step. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale, hold it, and slowly release. You've made it to this final part, and that tells me something very special. You're not just listening to advice. You're living it. You've decided that sitting too much doesn't get to write the next chapter of your life. And now, we're going to bring it all together. Because sometimes, even when you have to sit, you can still support your body, your heart, and your brain with a few small changes. So today, I want to show you how to sit smarter, circulate better, and feel more energized, even during your rest. Let's begin with something so simple it's often overlooked. How you sit matters. Most people think sitting is harmless. But if you're slouching, crossing your legs for long periods, or leaning into the same armrest hour after hour, you're actually cutting off circulation, compressing your spine, and weakening your core without realizing it. So here's what I want you to do right now, if you can. Sit up tall. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Uncross your legs. Plant your feet firmly on the ground. Take a breath and feel your spine lengthen. This is active sitting. It may feel small, but it can relieve lower back pain, improve blood flow to your legs, and even help with digestion after meals. Now, let's take it one step further. If you have to be seated for an extended period, maybe during a long phone call, a TV show, or a church service, add in micro movements. Here are a few that work wonders. First, ankle pumps. While sitting, lift your heels and then your toes, alternating for 20-30 seconds. This keeps blood moving through your calves, vital for preventing clots and swelling. Second, seated glute squeezes. Squeeze your buttocks together for 5 seconds, then release. Repeat 10-15 times. It sounds silly, but it strengthens your pelvic floor and improves posture support. Third, shoulder rolls plus neck stretches. Every 30 minutes, roll your shoulders backward, then forward. Tilt your head gently from side to side. This reduces neck tension and improves circulation to the brain. Fourth, seated twist. Sit tall and slowly turn your torso to the right, holding the back of the chair. Hold for a few breaths. Then switch sides. A gentle way to keep your spine mobile and ease digestive sluggishness. Now, I want to shift gears for a moment. Because everything we've talked about so far, standing more, sitting better, moving often, it's all physical. But there's a deeper reason seniors sit too long. One we don't talk about enough. Loneliness. Sometimes we sit because we're bored. Sometimes we sit because there's nowhere we feel we need to be. Sometimes we sit because, deep down, we're not sure anyone would notice if we stood up. If that's you, let me tell you something with all the warmth I've got: you matter. Even if you live alone. Even if your phone doesn't ring as often. Even if the world feels like it's moving on without you. Every time you stand up and choose to move, you're not just caring for your body. You're telling your heart, your spirit, your memories, I'm still here. I'm still becoming. You're not a burden. You're a legacy in motion. That's why this message, this video, this reflection, isn't just about health. It's about hope. So here's what I'd love you to do now. Let's build a daily energy loop together. This is a simple routine you can use every day to wake up your circulation, protect your spine, and feel more alive. Morning. Wake up ritual. Before getting out of bed, flex and point your toes 10 times. Roll your shoulders. Take 3 deep breaths. Stand up and stretch tall. Reach for the ceiling, then slowly bend forward. Midday. Movement break. Every hour, stand for 2-3 minutes. Walk to the window. Look outside. Do 10 slow seated marches. Add gentle arm swings. Sip water. Hydration keeps energy up and joints fluid. Evening. Unwind and restore. Sit on the edge of your bed and do ankle rolls. Breathe deeply, counting 4 in, 4 out. Reflect on one movement you were proud of today. This isn't exercise. This is life maintenance. Just like brushing your teeth. Just like combing your hair. It's about showing your body you still care. Before we close, I want to tell you about Leonard. He's 87, from British Columbia. Spent most of his time in a recliner after his wife passed. His son gave him a challenge: "Dad, just stand up every commercial break." That was it. Leonard accepted. Then he added a few steps. A few shoulder rolls. Then light stretches. 3 months later, he walked around the block again. First time in 2 years. When I asked him how it felt, he said, "Like I remembered who I was." That's the magic of movement. It's not about looking younger. It's about feeling like yourself again. And that, at any age, is everything. So here we are. You've made it through all 3 parts. You've learned why sitting too much is dangerous, how to stand, move, and sit smarter, and how to stay connected to your purpose, even through the smallest motions. Now, it's your turn. Comment below. I am choosing movement. Let's fill the comments with energy and intention. And while you're at it, where are you watching from? Your story, your name, your presence, it means more than you know. If this video gave you something useful, something hopeful, please like it, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear that sitting doesn't have to mean stopping. This is Elderly Reflections, where senior health meets timeless motivation. Where movement is not about perfection. It's about presence. And you, my friend, are still very much present. Keep rising. Keep reaching. And remember, every step counts. Even the first one. Take care. See you in the next video.